if you are hiding money and buying stuff behind your partner's back, in the sense that you have assets, you have property that your spouse does not know, that is financial infidelity. When we initially started dating, my God, I literally had to sit Okoyemi down and give her a master class on don't eat your tomorrow today.
But baby, that's what I'm saying about different money mindset.
Yes. So, but no matter how much you are earning, there must be something that you must put away for savings. Do you understand?
And so you taught me that.
You must save for the rainy day.
Oh my God.
You must save for the time where there would be no money. And if you can actually understand money, right? Understand where you're coming from, understand where you're going to.
Yeah.
All right. There will be no need to actually have any conflict. So you might have some disagreement because you feel like, oh, let's do this now, let's do this later. But you build a common understanding as a couple.
And I think when I also understood that Ayo was a saver because of where he came from, in my mind, I wasn't like, oh, this guy doesn't want to just spend money on me. I realized that he was planning for our future. I always say that every couple needs to have a budget. Partners in cash.
Hey people,
welcome back to our channel.
I go by the name Ayo.
And I am Ope.
And together we are called
Ayo Ope.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're new to the channel, welcome back. For the first time, you are joining us at a very interesting time, okay, because this is our anniversary. Okay, we have been married officially for 11 years. And every year we actually have an anniversary series where we just really share, okay, from our experience about how God has helped us. And this year we're sharing on partners for life. So we're going to dive straight into it because we want to do this one very quickly. Okay, but I hope you guys are good. We are certified marriage and relationship coaches. Okay, I'm blessed with 3 children. And on this channel, all we share is good vibes, good news about marriage, about love, and the intention of God, the original intention of God for marriage. Okay, we do a lot of coaching and counseling. So if you require coaching, you require help, you're single, you're married, you're in a relationship, or you're dating, or in a situationship, there's always something for you to take from this channel. If you need coaching, reach out to us, coaching@ayookbedavis.com. And if you need counseling, it's counseling at ayookbedavis.com. Okay, it's still our anniversary season, so leave us happy anniversary there. If you've not checked out our anniversary vlog, make sure you go and watch it. Okay, we did a few fun things. We're playing some games, and obviously when we spent some money on me, but there's something interesting that happened there, so you should watch it. Okay. So you should make sure that you watch that video. All right, so I think that's all the announcements. So let's get right into it. Right?
So as we said, we are on our partnership series. Today we are talking about partners in cash.
Partners in cash. Let me just quickly take you back a step, right? So in the part 1, we talked about partners in cruise. All right, where we talked about true companionship in marriage, and how when you say I do, you're literally signing up to a partnership for life. Okay, and we talked about friendship and how that has benefited us for the last 11 years. In the part 2 of this series, we are talking about partners in cash. Okay, and when we talk about cash, yes, we are talking about
just give me my money.
Just give me my money.
Just give me my money.
Oh my God, that challenge is so funny.
Oh my God, but the challenge, nobody actually got money from it.
We don't know. Some people have gotten money from it.
Maybe. Okay. Anyway, back to the matter. Cash. They say money makes the world go round. I don't know if I believe that, but I know that money has a serious impact on individuals. Now, when we look at money and we look at research, it's actually shown that money issues are one of the biggest problems or biggest drivers of separation and divorce within married couples. You know, money is a big deal. The thing about money is either you have too much or you have too little. Is still a big deal. And someone might be saying, how can it be a big deal when you have too much money? You see, it's the fact of how do you behave when you have that too much money.
Exactly.
That's where the problem usually. So you know when you're poor, people know that you're poor, that you're struggling with the money. But when you have too much money, it now becomes the attitude towards the money and how it separates or unifies you as a couple.
And it's funny you talk about this. Obviously, what happens, especially to individuals now, is that when they get money, right, your true nature. So money actually reveals your true character.
Do you know who I just thought of there?
Yeah.
Baby, that's what happened with Ananias and Sapphira. When they got that money, that revealed their true nature of dishonesty, of theft, deceit. Of lie, deceit. And both of them, what happened to them?
A very sad story.
Very sad story.
So what we're saying now in this video is, so money is very important. All right, whether it's the lack of money or abundance of money, right? When people come together to manage money. So I was going to say about the point about, so those guys now, some people now get drunk, okay, because money actually brings power.
It does.
Do you understand?
It does.
And the reason why some people cannot manage it is because they now feel like, I'm on top of the world.
I'm in charge.
So pride usually sets in. And then a lot of the time, I was seeing a clip, I can't remember where I saw it, where there was this rich guy who was treating his wife anyhow. And the wife literally could not do anything because he had the money. And she didn't have the money. So he felt like the fact that I am the one bringing the money in this house and I'm feeding you, I own you, I can treat you however I like. And these are the issues that we are dealing with in marriage. These are the issues.
Do you think that is a bit more of issue in the English? Wow. Do you think that it's a bit more of an issue in the African culture where, like you say, men can use money as power? Like, we're not empowering our women enough. Not to empower, because true, some women also get drunk with money as well. But just empowering our women enough that money is power. You don't have to just do nothing.
Depend. Yeah. You don't have to just 100% depend on a man.
Because life happens. It's not just about men with financial power that go crazy. It's also about men who pass away. And the woman has nothing because she knew nothing.
She knew nothing. She didn't even know the man's estate. She didn't know what was in joint name. She didn't even know what assets this man had.
Exactly.
And then usually what happens, especially in the African culture, is that family now starts taking the man's wealth and the man's assets, right? And then usually the woman is left with nothing. And there's countless.
This is real life.
Real life. Do you understand?
Real life.
So let's even start, right? We've already started. So when we talk about partners in cash, right? We're talking about partnership even with money. Okay? So the moment you say I do, right? It is no longer a this is my money thing. It is no longer, oh, after all, I'm the one bringing the money. Or after all, I'm working hard and then I'm making more money than you and all of that. You know, recently there was this interview on social media where this guy was asking a couple of guys, and he says, if your wife was earning £5,000 and you were earning £1,500, how would you share the bills? How would you do you know, money at home? And I was reading the comments and I was shocked, right? Because a lot of people were saying, because the guy said, oh, I would like us to go 50-50. And the guy said, you know, that's partnership and that's marriage and all that. And then I was reading the comments, especially ladies, saying, no, there's nothing like that. The man is the provider, so the man should still take care of the bills. With his 1.5. Excuse me, how far can 1,500 go? Okay, that the man should take care of all the bills and the money for the woman is the woman's money. I have an issue with that.
I do as well. I think the fact that we're driving at is even where one person is making more than the other, true partnership in marriage says that this is our money. But, you know, for that to happen, there needs to be trust. Because all those women that were talking, they are coming from a traumatic experience.
That is it.
Because if you're in a relationship where there's trust, because fact remains, there are still some relationships where the man is 100% the provider and woman is 100% the homemaker, and I am seeing that it works for them. There's I don't see that the man is lording over the woman. I don't see that the man is not present in the children's life. He's still very present in the children's life. The woman is the homemaker. The man is the provider, but they are still they still have that partnership.
And so that is the key thing that we want to drive here. So you talked about trust, and we're actually going to break that down in a second, right? But before we even dive into that, okay? So part of the questions you need to be asking your intending partner, right? So even before you say I do, is to actually understand what is your relationship with money.
Yes.
Because the reason why we have trust issues and the reason why people are hoarding money and hiding money and doing things behind their partner's back, because let me even tell you, right? If you are hiding money and buying stuff behind your partner's back in the sense that you have assets, you have property that your spouse does not know, that is financial infidelity. All right.
Say it again, baby, because people might be saying, what?
If you are hiding money, hoarding money, secret spending, you have secret stash somewhere, you have secret assets that your partner does not know about because you do not trust them with that information, that is financial infidelity. Guess what? It means it carries the same weight as physical or emotional infidelity.
Yeah, totally agree.
Do you understand?
Agree. Because these things by themselves are not a problem. It's not a problem for you to have assets in your name.
Absolutely.
It's not a problem for you to spend 1,500 so long as you can afford it.
Absolutely.
It's not a problem for you to commit to giving your mom or your parents 2,500 every month so long as you can afford it. The problem comes when there's no agreement with your spouse and you're hiding it. Because I can't understand for the life of me how someone can have a full house or land and their spouse doesn't know.
And their spouse
That's
doesn't
wickedness.
know. Like you're collecting rent, okay? You have rental property and it's bringing you income.
And your spouse
but your wife does not know or your husband does not know. That is an issue.
That you have properties.
Okay? So partnership in marriage means all of our estates as individuals, right? We actually bring it. And for me, partnership is not 50-50. Let us understand that, right? So it is not, okay, I'm making £100,000 and you're making £10,000. So we will go 50-50, which means I settle 50% of the bills, you settle 50% of the bills. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't even make sense.
Because marriage is 100-100. So the person who has £5,000, let's know that you have £5,000. The person who has £20,000, let's know that it's £20,000. Now, as a family, as a couple, we have £25,000. What do we want to do with our £25,000? How do we want to spend our £25,000? What do we want to invest in? What do we want to put away for the children? What do we want to save? What do we want to do to enjoy and spend money?
But baby, this is why you need to have these conversations before marriage.
You
need to, because I would strongly advise, I don't know about you, but I watched you already, how you behaved towards money before we got married. I needed to know that you were not stingy or you were not selfish. And the thing is, we can see all these things.
Absolutely.
And we're not talking about, oh, when we go out on a date, he doesn't spend money on me. I'm not, that's basics. That's
besides the issue.
That's besides the issue. I'm talking about...
Although that could also be a warning flag.
That could be a warning flag. But I'm talking about what are your commitments that you have before marriage? I'm talking about if you have debt, why do you have debt?
Why do you have debt?
I'm talking about our creditors chasing you every month. Do you know these kind of things?
And these are the issues. Right? Because guess what? The moment you're actually married and living together...
I'm talking about, are you always borrowing?
Yeah. You're living in the same house, right? Your debt and your bad credit will affect your spouse.
Yes.
So that is also something you need to disclose, even before you say I do.
Yeah.
Okay? So, by the grace of God, 11 years of marriage, right? We've never had any issues with money.
We actually haven't.
In terms of money fight. And guess what? We have had bad times. We have gone through seasons where there was nothing. But we managed and we navigated those seasons together.
With
so
and eggs.
Where there was nothing, we literally prayed, God bless us, and we managed. And when there was something, we did the same prayer and say, God, thank you, and we managed it together.
But, baby, each and every time, in good and in bad, our strength was that we evaluated the situation.
Absolutely.
What are we going to do differently? There was no blame game, because sometimes it might have actually been my fault. Sometimes it might have been Ayo's fault. But we took it together because we're like, well, we're married, so it's actually both of our fault.
So when we talk about money and partnership in cash, okay, you find out that in a lot of marriages, in a lot of relationships, it's usually opposites. Okay, so you usually have a saver and you have a spender.
So who's our saver? No, who's our saver? No, talk true.
I think these guys already know.
Who's our saver?
So you usually have a saver and a spender. Obviously, in this relationship, me is the spender.
I want to lower. I want to lower. How am I the spender? I'm a balance.
When we initially started dating, my God, I literally had to sit me down and give her a master class on don't eat your tomorrow today.
But baby, that's what I'm saying about different money mindset.
Yes.
Because I grew up in a country where you can always sort yourself out.
With credit.
With the bank. Now, I never had a
payday loan.
No, but funny enough, I never had any of those. I never actually had a credit card. But I always knew that, I had an overdraft, my student loan, that will come out of my paycheck. But so Ayo's mentality, you were like, whatever you get, you have to pay for. So Ayo never, when we first got together, you were like, what? Why would you use a credit card?
So I couldn't understand. For me, it was, again, first of all, no matter how much you are earning, because bearing in mind, when we started, we were not earning much.
True.
Okay? In fact, there was a time you were even earning more than me.
There was a time. So, once upon a time.
So, but no matter how much you are earning, there must be something that you must put away for savings. Do you understand?
And so you taught me that.
You must save for the rainy day.
Oh my God.
You must save for the time where there would be no money. Because there's no work, or sometimes your employer is owing you money, or for whatever reason there's an emergency that needs to take away. Do you understand? So if you're earning £500 per month, you need to save at least £50, which is 10%.
Preach it.
Do you understand?
Because of my husband, I now got rainy day. I've now got cloudy day. I've even got storm, tornado savings because of him.
So, but guess what? We now need to find a balance, and let us quickly talk about this even as we talk about finding the balance. So we're going to go through the acronym TRUST. As we said, in a lot of marriages, the issue is that couples do not trust each other, and that's why there's infidelity. That's why there's secret spending. And that's why there's no harmony, because we are not doing partnership with our money.
We're working against each other.
You're working against each other. All right. So we're going to break it down a little bit, even over the next 5-10 minutes, with the acronym TRUST.
So when we talk about trust, we're starting with the letter T. The letter T says, talk about it. Be transparent. Now, finances is an area in marriage where you cannot, I repeat, you cannot afford to have radio silence. You cannot afford to be, talking in parables. Talk true, go straight to the point. Be honest with each other. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. Your money is what you will use to progress your life, right?
To progress.
So in the good, in the bad, in the ups, in the downs, in the plentiful, in the lack, you need to talk about it. You need to be in alignment about it.
In alignment. And you're talking about it again, that's where there's transparency, right? And I always say this, transparency builds trust. Okay, if I am transparent with my spending, if I'm transparent with my thoughts to say, hey baby, this is what I was thinking I want to do with our money. What are your thoughts about it? Right? I am being transparent. I am inviting her into my world. I'm letting her know that, listen, I am not doing anything secret behind you. I am transparent with how much I am earning. So it is not a case of, I don't want my husband to know that I am earning $5,000. I don't want my wife to know that I am earning $10,000. Remember that the money is Both. It is our money.
And even in that, transparency will bring about difficult conversations. You need to have those difficult conversations. Might be, why did you make that decision? Those difficult conversations might be a confession. Those difficult conversations might mean that you have to admit that I got it totally wrong.
Exactly. And let me tell you, men, your wife should be your voice of reasoning. Okay, because in a lot of relationships or in a lot of marriages, the man is probably the breadwinner and doing everything, and it's like, oh, my wife doesn't understand, she doesn't need to know. But no, she needs to be your voice of reasoning.
Yeah, your balance.
So before you make any decision, you need to bring your wife on board. So talk about it. Transparency. All right. The next letter, okay, is the letter R, because we're going through trust. Okay, and R stands for what? Realistic expectations. I cannot overemphasize this one. Okay, so what has helped us in 11 years of marriage is that we cut our coats according to our size.
The coat may be Gucci, the coat may be Primark, but it gotta be cut.
And it gotta fit.
It gotta fit.
And that means I am not looking at what couple Lagbaja is doing. You are not comparing yourselves to the other couple in your church, to the other couple in your society, in your neighborhood, right? Or your family, your brother, your sister, and you're saying, oh, they did this, so we need to do this. Oh, they are doing this, so we need to do this. Oh, they are wearing labels, so I need to wear labels. You cut your coat according to your size. And let me warn women especially, right? Don't push your husband, okay, into insanity. Don't push your husband because you're demanding the fattest things in life. You're demanding the good things of life. You're making this man overwork himself. Let me tell you, it is the joy of, I was going to say every man, but let me say it is the joy of most men to provide for their family. Right? But when you're putting him under pressure, you're putting him to buy you Rolex that you know that he cannot afford. You're putting him to buy you Range Rover that you know that he cannot afford. So you're making him borrow money. You're making him work 5 jobs. You are driving this guy crazy. And this is why men are dying early. Because men are stressed. They are not sleeping well. Because they are working, I have to provide. I have to provide. I have to maintain my wife. So you as a good wife, that you're seeing this man, all right, working hard to provide for the family, don't add to that pressure. Don't demand what you know he cannot afford. Don't demand what you know you cannot afford as a couple. That is a specific warning. So be real with your expectations.
Yes. Understand your expectations versus your reality.
Your expectations versus your reality. Very simple. You cannot be saying that you want to buy a house of £2 million
and you don't have,
when you're only earning £40,000. It doesn't make sense. And this is how people get in debt, and you're living from check to check, and you're living a lifestyle you cannot afford. There will come a time where you would fly first class. There would come a time where you would fly PJ. All right. But now, if it's economy that you can afford, in fact, if it's not even economy, you know there's the downgraded economy. You know there's the economy where you sit beside the toilet and you be the one opening the toilet door literally for everyone, because that is the cheapest ticket on the flight. God. If that is what you can afford in this season,
own it.
Own it.
Even bring tissue and spray for them.
Oh my God, there's no shame. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank God for where we are now, because again, we're not where we were, and we're not where we want to be. But you know, there was a season where we couldn't afford flights. There's places that we have traveled to by coach. We entered bus together because we couldn't afford the ticket for the flight or the ticket for the train. So instead, we entered hours of bus ride.
Megabus.
But guess what? We enjoyed the bus ride because we were moving together, we were talking, we were gisting. So
until the laptop died and there was no plug. There was no plug on the bus.
Do you understand? So we are real with our expectations. Very important.
Yes.
Right? Let us dive into the next one.
Okay. And just going on from there, we have T, we have R, now we have U. Understanding your spouse's attitude to money. Now, this is key. This, I feel like, will make or break you. If you can understand the way your partner behaves towards money, then you're one step closer to working in alignment. So I feel like when you understood that I came from a background of let's spend, let's just spend.
Yes.
It helped you to understand that, okay, this is how we have to manage money. And I think when I also understood that Ayo was a saver because of where he came from, in my mind, I wasn't like, oh, this guy doesn't want to just spend money on me. I realized that he was planning for our future. Meanwhile, I like to plan for the present.
and funny enough, that's where the balance
is where the balance comes, because now we do our holidays, we have our fun now, but you also are like, baby, remember, we still want to do this.
Exactly.
And it reels me in. And I'm like, okay, I understand.
Absolutely. And that is where talking about it comes.
Yeah.
So you're talking about it actually brings understanding. Okay. And if you can actually understand money, right? Understand where you're coming from, understand where you're going to.
Yeah.
All right. There will be no need to actually have any conflict. So you might have some disagreement because you feel like, oh, let's do this now, let's do this later. But you build a common understanding as a couple. Very important.
And I was going to even say, so our one might even be trivial, but you know, there might be some people where they have seen the way their dad has put their family in demurrage, like destroyed. So in their mind, they cannot release or share any money with any man. So you, as the man in this relationship, you need to understand where your wife is coming from. Where she feels a bit apprehensive is because for the first 20, 25 years of her life, her family were in poverty because of the decision that the man who was in charge of their home made. So that might mean extra grace. You also, as a man or a woman, your mother-in-law might not have gone to school. She might not have been financially literate. And your father-in-law liked it like that. So he didn't have to speak anything with your mother-in-law. So help your husband to understand that I am not financially illiterate. You married me because I have it up here. So let's understand. Let's buy this house together. Let's do this mortgage together.
Exactly. Okay. So understanding, very important. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next letter is letter S. Okay, remember we're going through trust. Okay, and letter S stands for set boundaries. It is important that after you have talked about it, you have your realistic expectations, you have built understanding, that you now need to set boundaries with your money. Okay, so you have made certain commitments that this money is earmarked for a specific thing, for a specific investment. This money is earmarked for our children. You need to set some boundaries around it, which means set up a system as well that would enable you not spend that money that is for something specific. You'd also have the money that is for spending, right? Make sure that you're spending that money on your holidays. But if you have a budget for the holiday, you're not spending more than you have budgeted for. I always say that every couple needs to have a budget. I don't understand why you don't have a budget for your house. You need to have a budget for everything, right? How much are you spending on your mortgage? How much are you spending on bills? How much are you spending on enjoyment?
This is Mr. Excel spreadsheet right here.
We have a very good spreadsheet for that. We have a budget for miscellaneous spending.
Ah, gosh, yes,
So it's not a case of you're just spending money anyhow. So there was one time where Ope was always ordering Amazon.
Why always Ope as example? Why always Ope as example?
She was just ordering the Amazon. I was just seeing Amazon delivery every day.
No,
Amazon.
Do you know what caught me out? It's because on the Amazon account, your card was attached to it. So that's why you were like, what's going on here?
So I'm just getting debit alert. Debit alert. The bell is ringing.
The bell is...
Amazon delivery. Oh, I have a delivery for Opeyemi. I have a delivery for Opeyemi. You know, sometimes they say, Opeyemi does not live in this house. So you have the... So anyways, I now sat her down to say, baby, what's happening? You know, when I look at the Amazon spending, we're going over the budget.
And true, it was a lot.
So we have a budget for, okay, this is what we want to spend for the children every month. This is what we want to spend for ourselves, for our date nights and all of those things. And let me tell you, very important, that as a couple, make sure you go on date nights. Have a budget for that. Have a budget for childcare.
Yes!
It is killing your marriage. If you're saying, because we don't have childcare, we cannot go on date nights, because there's nobody to look after the kids, we cannot go out together. Get a childminder, get a family member, get somebody you're going to pay to stay with your children, take your wife out. and spend time together as a couple. Okay, so set boundaries.
Totally agree, baby.
Very important.
You nailed it in one. So that now leads us to our last point, letter T, which is track your goals. Now, this is the best part because you now get to see, you now get to reap, you see the fruits of your effort. When you track your goals, you've started at the beginning, and let's say at start of 2024, we plan to do this by the end of 2024. You have reached your goals and you have that sense of joint fulfillment. Now, there's nothing better than looking back and saying, we did that.
We did that.
We did it together.
So not I.
Yes.
Not you.
Yes.
But we did that. And so when we look back at 11 years, right, where we started from, where we are right now by God's grace, we've actually gone through a roller coaster of ups and downs. But we are grateful because we're looking back and we're saying, we did that. And we're grateful because we know that God has helped us on this journey. Let me tell you, it is important that as you're making these decisions, financial decisions, as you're making your investments, that you actually hear from God. Okay, as a man, you're the one casting the vision. Okay, so make sure that you're hearing from God and you can now do what is right. What God is saying that you should do in this season, even with your money. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have been blessed. All right, so make sure that, again, you like, you share, you subscribe. And can I just say this, that because we're talking about money and one or two people have asked that if you want to partner with us in this season, it's our anniversary, if you want to give, okay, and support what we're doing and partner with us on this journey, even as we're taking you through the journey of partnership for life, okay, please head over to the website, all right, and there is a tab there that says partner with us, and just give any amount, okay? And it is our prayer that God will bless you. Amen. That as you partner with us, that the grace that is upon our lives, that the grace of these 11 years that would also be extended to you in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Any more for any more?
No more, no more. Baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Now we're going to sing our welcome song to welcome our new subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, we just want to say that we love you. We want to welcome you because we're excited, okay? Guys, please share. If this video has blessed you, make sure you share with a friend, share with a loved one, and share with your family so you can bless other people, right? 5, 6, 7.
We're glad you came. We welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through marriage, faith, and life.
We are glad you
We're glad you came. We welcome you. We hope you learn a thing or two as you join us on this journey through marriage, faith, and life.
So marriage, faith, and life, say.
Marriage, faith, and life.
Marriage, faith, and life, say.
Marriage, faith, and life.
Marriage, faith, and life, say. Marriage, faith, and life. God bless you guys. We love you, but God loves you more. We shall see you in the next video.
Bye.